Hello, everybody. My name is Max Quinn. I am a sophomore here at Hanover College, and this is my presentation on Edgar Degas. So, Edgar Degas was a notable French painter, sculptor, and printmaker. He was born in Paris, France on July 19th, 1834. He typically used human figures as his subject for his art, and he predominantly used females for his work. The materials he used consisted of wax, clay, and plasticine, which is a wax-like substance that was made out of a jelly. So he was more known to be a painter than a sculptor. So I thought it would be important to talk about his early work. These are three of his pieces that I found that really captured his subjects that he liked to use, and that was ballet dancers. So this piece on the left is called the ballet class. This piece in the middle is called Blue Dancers, and this piece on the right is called Ballet Rehearsal on Stage. So some unique qualities that he had was that he was never interested in creating public monuments. Kind of alongside that is that outside of one exception, which was the Little Dancer, and I will talk about that here soon, he did not display his sculptures publicly at all. They were all tucked away in his studio and not found until after his death, which I will touch up on as well. Um, as talked about before, he had an inspiration from ballet dancers of the Paris Opera, and he used that in his work from his paintings to his sculptures, basically until the end of his time. So this is his most notable piece of work. It's called Little Dancer of 14 Years. Um, it is obviously a ballerina in posing in a, I believe, typical ballerina stance. So some typical or some notable things that I wanted to talk about here was that the model here is Marie Van Gotham. And the pedestal that he used for this is actually a wooden floor that is reminiscent of ballet rehearsal floors. I thought that was really interesting that he didn't just go with a any other typical pedestal. He incorporated the ground of where this girl would actually be standing on. Some details that I thought were interesting was her arms tucked behind her back and her fingers intertwined. I think that really helps capture the movement and the pose that the model was trying to make. Some of the other infamous sculptures that he had, also ballerinas, as you can see. The one on the left is called Spanish Dancer, Second Date. The one in the middle is called Dancer in the Role of Harlequin. And the one on the right is called First Arabesque Pinchy. Once again, you see a lot of movement in his work. Um, I think ballet dancers in general just are known for their movement, and I think he captured that very, very well with these pieces. Other than humans, he liked to do work with animals as well. And these are three pieces of artwork that I found of horses that I really enjoyed. Um, I think these also capture movement, specifically this one on the left. It's actually got an interesting title. It's called Horse Trotting, the Feet Not Touching the Ground. Thought that one was pretty funny. The one in the middle is called Horse at Trough. And the one on the right is called Horse with Head Lowered. Um, moving on. After his death, um, he had some of his oh, sorry about that. Okay. After his death, he had some of his friends and mentors actually stumble across a lot of his artwork in his studio. They found more than 150 sculptures in there, all made of wax and clay. And they actually helped him cast those sculptures into bronze and kind of finalize those and get them published in museums across the world. And this is a video that talks about some of the sculptures and some of his artwork.
The Heraclidon Museum is currently showing the complete sculptures of Edgar Degas. This exhibition presents 74 bronze sculptures, including Degas' most famous piece, The Little Dancer, aged 14. This is the first time these sculptures are seen by the public anywhere. These bronzes were cast from recently discovered plasters made from Degas' original wax sculptures. So the plasters for these sculptures were made during Degas' lifetime and with his consent. This is remarkable, since all the other bronzes we see in museums and elsewhere were cast from masters made after the artist's death, therefore without his consent. The bronzes in this exhibition can be considered the original versions, made with the artist's consent, but never cast during his lifetime.
And these are my sources.